Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we have our biggest and most best preview of the season. It's the Europa League final. A place where, do you know what? I'd actually, with the panel I've got, because we've streamed many times, most of us expected to be here. I must say, most of us expected to be here, funnily enough, you know, 16th and 17th place. But I think many of us actually had our team get into the final at the start of the season. So, look, it's going to be an interesting one. But without further ado, I've got to introduce the panel. I mean, look, next to me, I got my two Spurs compatriots. The guys I knew that were going to back the club the right way. First of all, I've got to go to, you know, Ash. The guy that's been on here many times, a familiar face of the channel, Mr. Spurs Kings himself, Ashmatic. What are you saying? How you doing, bro?
First of all, big up all my kings and queens. Big up all to my people on the panel, and big up to the chat as always. Thanks for having me on, Jords. Let's chop up this Europa League Cup final, one of our biggest finals in a minute. Let's do it, bro. Let's get it.
And then, yeah, man, you know what it is. Big up all the kings and queens, most definitely. And then, as it said, my Spurs compatriot, we're speaking about it in the background, but Spurs' most positive fan, actually. He's Spurs. That's how we're going to... He's Spurs' most positive fan, Mr. Football Heritage TV himself, Savva. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yes, we've just been told backstage that I'm the most positive fan at Spurs because I want what's best, which is not Ange Postecoglou. So I'm positive. You lot are negative, and stick that in your pipe and smoke it. All right?
Definitely. And then come all the way from the big channels. He's come from the big pages, but it's not his first appearance, and it won't be his last. Saeed TV, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. It's a Sunday in Manchester, and it's never sunny around here, so that's always a plus. And yeah, man, I'm good. Can't complain. My compatriot's not here. He's left me areas now. He's here now. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, man, it's been a rubbish season. We need to end it on a high, man. So yeah,
it's gonna eat. One of us is gonna be extremely happy, and the other's gonna be in the absolute mud. But yeah, man, definitely last, but most definitely not least. He's not host today, so we've got him. Yeah, we've got him, and he's gonna be fighting, not doing up hosting, not answering questions. He's answering all the questions, people, the expectations, all of them. Cass, come over from Never a Foul. Big up to the NAF raid, definitely. So make sure you smash the likes, make sure you show some support. But what are you saying, bro?
Why are we doing this show anyways? Like, I'm already the champion, so I don't know what we're doing here. Like, this is just, is this like a review or something like are you here to congratulate us or something? Because
no, it's in your sin, innit? It's in your sin. It's Amorims. It's what we're doing.
I am though, but the thing is, I am though. That's the thing, and the whole part is I'm glad that you lot are
Saeed, are you both? Are you?
Yeah, I'm fully behind the manager, man. But like I said,
fully behind the manager.
I don't know.
I love it.
It's when we see that final, then you know things could change.
After next week, a lot can change, and I think a lot will change because your team is going to learn from what happened last year. No matter what the trophy win, you've got to evaluate the season for what it is. And Spurs, no matter what for the trophy win, we've got to evaluate the season for what it is. So there could be managers on their way out. This could be the last game for one of our managers. That's Amorims, Ange.
Well, I'm not being funny, but we're better than you, though. That like, can we get this thing? As league standings stand, we are better than you. So factually, we are better than you. Can we? And also,
I like. You know what I mean? This is coming out, straight firing. But before I get into any of that, I just want to big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you show support to everyone's channels. It is in the description. So if you want to find anyone here, whether that's Football Heritage TV for Savva, Ash for Ash Spurs Kings TV, Saeed TV for Saeed, and then Never a Foul or Cass Central for his personal. Make sure you do that. We've got a new member in the building. Shout out to Drula for becoming part of the delinquents. If you want to be like Drula, if you want to have that badge, make sure you become a member. It's in the pinned comment. But yeah, look, let's get into it straight away. As I said, most of us thought we were going to be here, so surely you boys, we're going to throw it their way because there's only two of them. You boys think you're winning it. Like I said, you guys are extremely confident for this one, right?
Maybe not Saeed, but for me, yeah, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but it's Tottenham in a final. Like, can we get the one thing straight, lads? And you're missing two of your best creators, if not three. last time I checked, what Savva told me as well. Thank you, Savva, because I'm going to use that as ammo. Last time you did play 3 defensive midfielders, you got smacked up second leg against Liverpool. And I know that's Liverpool, to be fair, but you can't hide at Tottenham's ground no more. You can't hide behind that wall of yours or anything else or the nice little flag in the corner. Like for me, right, straight away, you're going to Bilbao. And one thing I'm not having, being away from home, look what we did at Amorims, less Frankfurt, or a half-weakened Bodo Glimt side, or whoever else that you've found along the way. Bro, when we go away from home, we've done our business. We have done our business. Do you get it? We've already had training at Bilbao's ground, and we smacked them up there. So I'm just saying this, not going to be comfortable for a certain couple guys, and I know it's not going to be me or Saeed. Are you going to Bilbao, by the way, Saeed?
Yeah. I'm there.
Well, so what?
Saeed's there.
Wait.
Okay.
When I say in Bilbao, I mean in the stadium, not outside like
Yeah,
Barcelona.
no. It is. I've got the ticket. I've got the. Yeah,
That's
we've got the
crazy.
flights, yeah.
So I know Saeed's been confident for this one. He's not good because he's been saying pretty much. I remember when we done the preview of it, it's me, you, George. We said on that preview, you said you're going to win Europa League.
We're going to win it. Yeah, we're going to win it.
So you're going Bilbao. So you're all the way in now.
Now I'm out. Yeah, pause. But yeah, I'm there. I'm confident. I wouldn't say now. I think for me, maybe the confidence is not where Kaz is, but it's still confidence. You feel me? Like I still believe Man United will beat Tottenham.
You mean you've not got the arrogance? Kaz hasn't got confidence. He's got arrogance.
Standard.
I think it's one of them where I'm starting to see a few fairy tales. I don't know. You've seen it merge in Bologna, first title in 51 years. I've seen Newcastle, first title in 51 years. If Crystal Palace beat Man City, I might start to get worried. So maybe it might be Tottenham. But honestly, I think if we do our job and we get players that do their jobs, and I know it sounds mad, yeah, but in the Europa League we found a formula. And if our better players turn up, yeah, and Man United, I'm sorry, have got a history of winning finals more than Tottenham in recent history. And they've turned up when last season, bro, Man City, we're all thinking, oh my God, this is it now. We're not going to win this final. Pep's going to just do us over like he did this time before. You know what I mean? It is what it is like. And then all of a sudden, Amrabat comes in midfield, does a madness. McTominay, Bruno, Kobe Mainu. Like, it was crazy, that game, bro. Like, we deserve to win that game. You know, they scored with Doku and that late on, but we deserve to win that game. So we could do that on our day. These players, they can turn up on their day. And them days have been notably finals, big games, away from home, you know, etc. Tottenham, it's not been the case. I don't know what it is. Maybe is it on our attacks? I don't know. Is it this, that, the other? I don't know. But you lot have done. You've got a number over us. But I'm just confident because it's Man United versus Spurs in the final, and I'm back in my club, and everything that tells you, whatever you want to talk about history, whatever, it tells you that Man United will win this final. So that in that aspect, I'm confident, bro. I'm confident, man, and I'm excited, man. I just want to get it over and done with and win it, and then move on. It's not going to be a, you know, let's forget about the season now. Nobody can forget about this Premier League season. It's just a platform for next season to be like, right, let's get the players and then we move on. You know, so yeah, that's how I'm feeling, broski, right now.
How you not feeling? To be fair, let's hear your fake confidence.
I'm gonna let go on. Ash, go for it. Go for it. Ashmatic.
I said, right, you know what, brother? In my whole lifetime, yeah, this has got to be the worst ever Manchester United's team I've ever seen. I can't believe it, bro. I'll be dead honest. I'm saying raw. Normally, I'll be nervous going into a final or any type of final. But Manchester United, they've just been as bad as us. Let's be real. Let's keep it 100. They've been ultra inconsistent. The only time they have shown some consistency is in the Europa. But even when they were playing in the Europa, they're doing like, you know, the little 15-minute bursts where they just get a few goals here and there. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I've seen with Manchester United when they've been getting their W's. So we've played them, 3 times already this season. Seasons before, we've beaten them as well. And I'm just saying, Man United, they don't scare me anymore. they're not that same team where I'm like, raw, you know what? It's Manchester United, this team. They're the ones that kind of get it over the line. And look, in your worst era, I'll be honest, you have won trophies. You somehow managed to turn up against the Man City. So I do hear that caveat. I do get it. But right now, we've been poor, they've been poor. And I've actually looked at some of the games that you haven't played too well in the Premier League, because Europa's one thing when you're playing against Spanish opposition. I get it, French opposition. It's not the Premier League. And when you're playing against mid to low blocks, that's when you kind of getting stuck. Now, I'm not saying Tottenham are a super mid block team, but in Europa, we've had a different strategy. For some way, some reason, somehow, our manager, I don't get it. He's decided to do this whole mid to low block. You know what I'm saying? And it's been working. So I don't know if all of a sudden he's going to switch back to type for one final and do the pressing thing. Knowing, as you said, Cass, we haven't got Kulusevski, we haven't got Maddison, we haven't got Bergvall. So what's the point of us trying to play that kind of possession football, which Ange loves? I think he's going to go back to that kind of mid to low block, which you suffered against, was it? Like Brentford's and your Newcastle's, because Newcastle sometimes press and sometimes they set off. I can't remember all the teams, but you know what I'm saying? Palace. Those are the type of teams where I'm like, raw, United are kind of struggle. So I don't know, man. Building up, I don't know. Ahmad is back. I'll be real. Ahmad's he's a bit of a problem on his day. He can do something. Bruno, you can't count him out. So I'm gonna be fair. I'm not gonna do this fake positivity thing. I'm gonna keep it 100. On their day, they can do their thing. But bro, it's mad. I just feel like when Spurs are the underdogs, when people start to write Spurs off, strange things happen. Over to you, George.
Do they?
Bro.
Do they? I was going to say, do they really?
Yeah, so what?
That one, I
Do
can't
they?
lie.
Can I bring some balance to what Ash just said there?
Yeah,
I saw Savva's face turn right up at one point.
I have no idea what Ash is waffling on
He
about.
didn't like what you said about Ange tactics. I saw it.
No. In Europa, broski. In Europa, not in the league.
And I'm going to rip that apart as well, Ash. I'm going to
talk to me about outclass.
Let's go, Savva.
Savva's going to bring some realism back.
If I don't, I'm not even going to give my opinion on the final yet, right? But you started this off by saying, like, this is the worst Man U you've ever seen. I agree. But you said, you know, we're better than Man U. I don't know what we're better than Man U based on what. They've been better than us in the Europa League. They're higher than us in the league table. They've lost less games. They've let in less goals. I don't know what we're better than them at, if I'm honest, right? I feel like
you score more goals than us, to be fair. You score more goals than us,
we score more goals, yeah, but that's because we're so wide open at the back. Now, Ash, this is my issue now. A lot of Spurs fans have jumped on this, but we're different in Europe. Hang on.
Yeah, we have been.
You mean we were different in Europe for 45 minutes against Frankfurt, 45 minutes, and for about 45 minutes against Bodo Glimt. The rest of this Europa League campaign, we were diabolical against AZ Alkmaar. The first leg against Frankfurt, we were poor. The group stages was poor. So what we're doing is saying, oh my God, Ange is a tactical genius because against Frankfurt.
I'm not doing that.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing that.
Ange adapts. You mean he adapted for 45 minutes when Frankfurt put it on us? Frankfurt put it on us and should have put us to the sword, right? Bodo Glimt. I'm sorry, you've got to be beating Bodo Glimt. For me, I don't think there's this big chalk and cheese of what we do. I think.
Go on.
Hang on. I'll let you go, man. I'll let you go. My problem with this is, by the way, I think both teams are shit. I'm going to put that out there right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
This isn't Spurs are great, Man U are shit, or the other way around. I'd love to come out here with big chest, but I think this Spurs is horrible. This Spurs team is horrible to watch. And we've just lost all our creative outlets. We've lost all our creative outlets. We're going to be playing 3 people in midfield that are going to stink it up, right? We are now relying on Pedro Porro as our creative outlet, our right back. That's where we're at as a football club. So I think this is going to be a really dusty, dirty, ugly game. And I don't know where our goals are coming from. And my confidence from last week when I said we were going to win it, now I'm 50-50. I'm so
Kulusevski being
we
out,
are
Savva.
so bad. We are so bad.
Kulusevski being out is a major blow, man, because he hasn't been in form. I get it. But like, when I was thinking, Madison's out, Bergvall's out, Kulusevski's out. I'm like, Bentancur, is he that creative machine? I'm not sure. Basuma definitely isn't. Sarr can do the box-to-box thing. He can arrive late in the box, maybe get you a goal here and there. But you haven't got creativity midfield, man. That is a big concern, It really is, man. So that's where I'm like, yeah, go on.
When I looked at it, I don't get me wrong. I agree about the Kulusevski thing, and I'm fuming because I said from when Kulusevski he came back early. Ange said he wouldn't come back for the Frankfurt second leg. He came back for the Premier League game the weekend before, played some minutes. He never looked back the same since he's played for the past month. Hasn't looked good at all. And then he's gone and picked up an injury. How many players has that happened to this season? About 4 or 5 players come back early, get re-injured. So there's clearly an issue with Spurs' medical team and the evaluation for players. And I'm very worried because I've been seeing reports recent now saying Bergvall's pushing to come back. Bergvall's trying to make it for the final. Yeah, he can try and make it for the final, but then he might tear an ACL, God forbid, touch wood, something bad might happen, and then he's out for another 6 months. So we need to stop that, first of all. But I can't lie, Savva. I agree with elements of what you were saying, but I do think we have to give Ange some credit for some of the changes that have been made. I think that's no wait. I do agree that the problem is that Ange has only made these changes due to the injuries we've had. Like, we wouldn't see a double pivot of Basuma and Bentancur if we didn't have all the injuries that we've had. But ultimately, I think the double pivot has worked for us better. We've known all season the midfield structure has been so poor. Bentancur just gets left alone in that 6. And going into this Man United game is one of the games where you think you could probably leave a 6 in there by himself. But now, with the options that we have available, we don't even have that. So we're going to have to go ultra defensive in that midfield, probably play Sarr in the 10. He's going to be the only man that's pressing by himself. But at the same time...
Can I amend your sentence? Can I amend your sentence to make it what I believe? Right? I'll amend your sentence. The only reason he's adapted isn't injuries. The reason he's adapted is he's only adapted when his job is on the line, right? Because if this man truly wanted to adapt, right, this is what I can't make sense. Everyone, I know a lot of people hate my opinion on Ange. If you go to that double pivot like you did, that works well with Basuma playing in his natural position, Bentancur in his natural position, I agree it works. Why on earth do we go back to the Premier League and not do it? When you're saying we've got to give Ange credit, why? He goes straight back to what doesn't work the next game.
Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest. I think we're focusing on the wrong thing, which is Ange. And I'm talking about Spurs. Looking at our situation, looking what makes most sense. With Kulusevski out, was the point I was making, without Maddison and without Bergvall, the way we've played in Europe, we've played in certain games our best.
Twice.
No, but I'm saying we've against, like, for example, Frankfurt, where no one expected us to do the job, we look better when we kind of sat off, when we weren't pressing frantically. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think in this Manchester United game, if we adopt that, then we've got more of a chance rather than trying to, do the man-to-man press, be aggressive, try to use one of the midfielders as a 10 or an 8 or whatever you want to call it. It just forces us to play a certain way, which then, if Man United do have the ball and they have a lot of possession, then we've got more place to run in behind. That's what I'm saying.
Ash, can I just put in an important part there, right?
Yeah, go on.
Both times that we have adopted this more defensive nature are both times where we were already winning and we were holding on to something. So we went 1-0 up against Frankfurt with that penalty. And then second half, we got something to hold on to. Bodo Glimt, we were 3-1 up from the first leg. We can go defensive. Going in against Man United, we're 0-0. So we can sit off, we can defend. And what I'll say is, guys, everyone I've got the facts, by the way. I've got my facts and data. I have, guys, right? Every time Spurs have less possession of the ball, you see how worse we are going forward. Now, this is my problem. We can sit in. We can do what we did against Brentford. We can do what we did against Brentford. We can do what we did against Frankfurt, right? We can do that. But this time, we haven't got the goal lead. We haven't got the outlet on the attack. We haven't got Kulu or Maddison that can drag us up the pitch and do something. So my question to you is, if we do that, and I'm not saying we shouldn't, I'm just asking you, if we do that, where's our forward threat coming from with Bentancur, Basuma, and Sarr on the pitch? Where's our threat?
But then let me throw this at you though, because as much as we can look at our midfield and say where is our forward threat coming from, that's why I want to throw it back to the Man United. What is your midfield going to be? Because we've seen so many duos in that midfield pair up next to each other, and I suppose as of recently, Casemiro's hitting a bit of form. Ugarte's been playing well, but Bruno's also always needed. So what other duo are you going to see?
Ugarte's been playing decent-ish in the Europa League, but as a whole, he's not been playing well. I can't lie to you. But our midfield, I think, will be Casemiro and Bruno in that midfield.
Isn't that the midfield that played against us early in the season that we absolutely obliterated?
Yes, you did. But that was a Bruno that wasn't really in form, you know what I mean, and was kind of, you know what I mean. It was a poor Bruno at that time. I think Bruno's improved since then. In his game. But yeah, I think for me that midfield is probably the best. Ugarte in there is it's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. He just doesn't have the capabilities on the ball. And I think in this Europa League final, we are going to get press like Ash says. We might get that mid block. We might see them kind of come towards us and try and get the ball off us. So we need to be composed on the ball. And I think the best two that could be in that midfield is Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, and then we'll have Mount and Ahmad maybe as the tens. So yeah, we need to see that midfield because right now it's not going to work. Ugarte coming on maybe when we need to just shore off the game and he's got that energy. That might be better for us just to win the ball if telling them man come on in the second half. But yeah, man, midfield is a problem. But then again, I look at your midfield and I'm like, Basuma and Bentancur, is that to be scared of? I'm not sure it is. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. Like, it's not a scary midfield that as well. If Maddison was in there, don't get me wrong, I'd be worried. Like, and so forth. But nah, not really scared of your midfield. I'm not gonna lie.
What about you, Cass? Would you go with the same midfield that Saeed's proposing with Casemiro and Bruno in there? Because I'm looking at that and I'm saying, although we have Bentancur, Basuma, and Sarr, three things about all three of these players is that they make good marauding runs. Bentancur, Sarr, and Basuma can all dribble the ball. They can all carry the ball. When I look at that midfield duo, you're looking there. Neither, like, those are two players I could look to just run at, bro. If you get Sarr pressing them, that for one, Casemiro's not going to like that. Casemiro's not going to be able to do that. And then plus the legs, you got three players that are going to be moving in that midfield. Do you not think that midfield that Saeed said is not going to present the right solution for you?
No, I just know what this manager's going to play. He's going to start Garnacho, that's for sure. He's probably going to start Bruno. I don't think you need two defensive mids versus three defensive mids. That's just rubbish. Your players ain't got. There's no one there, bar maybe Bentancur that's got a final ball. That's it, and that's a stretch. Nah, and then he's probably going to play Ahmad. I got a feeling he'll play Ahmad in the 10 as well. This time around, Ahmad's going to play. Last time out, if I remember correctly, when you beat us 1-0, that was a very even game. Actually, I feel like we should have beat you at your ground or took a point at least minimum. It was James Maddison that took all 3 points. Do you remember? Kulusevski was the one that got Casemiro booked. He's not playing. Bergvall had also a very good game. Who's also out. In the first game, there was 3 weeks into his tenure, he was still, again, no Ahmad, and also like still trying to figure everything out for what he might like. So I don't really, and even then, you nearly gave it up. Even if you go 1-0 up, I still think we'll score 2 goals at one point. Yeah, I feel like in this moment, because I feel like we're more primed to do that than what your team is primed to do. To be fair, we don't know what you're going to be like in a cup final, to be honest. But all I know, if Man United go 1-0 up, you're finished. I don't believe in your squad's mentality to win a cup compared to ours, at least minimum, you know. But that's about it. I feel like I feel like for me, Spurs are quite predictable now. Flanks, get down the flanks as much as possible. You know, that's the way I view it. Does that make sense? I feel that's going to be your only game plan. And
no, I get you.
And Solanke's probably going to have to play a bit more of a false 9, which means probably a little bit easier for someone like Harry Maguire. But he scares me, though. I'm not going to lie. A lot of United fans like Harry. I don't know why they like him. I don't.
You know, you
I
can,
really
you can
don't.
turn up the odd game in there, but we have got a problem at the back though, man. Because,
What's
boy,
your back three again for me? Like, explain the back three and then
It's
how.
going to be mad.
Because obviously, is Euro out? I know he's picking up a little bit of form, but he's out.
He'll
right?
be. He'll
He's
be.
out
He'll
for
be
the
there.
Chelsea game. Him and Delit's out for the Chelsea game. So the manager was a bit. I don't know. He didn't look confident about them two being ready.
He said some of them, meaning 2 out of 3 of them. He was talking about Aid and Heaven as well, by the way. Who's not going to be there. I think Delict's more 50-50. I don't think he's going to make it. I think Euro will make it. He was actually in the training. Like he didn't like have the day off or nothing. He was in the gym doing training instead rather than on the grass.
Yeah,
and then
So it's not like he's out. I think I say it now. Yeah, I'm having Dorgu with Ahmad. Got to be positive. I think them two got a better link up than anything. The Low's trying, bless him, but I don't think he's gonna make it. Again, I'm gonna say it easy. That left wing back's like, oh, who's gonna go left wing back? I'm still putting Shaw there until the balls fall off. I don't care about as long as that man is not left centre back. I don't care.
I'd rather him left centre back.
No.
he would. I would look at him and be like a definitely better playing left centre back. Because look,
Yeah, man. I don't
He's
know.
better on wing back.
the thing is that we're gonna have to look out for is it depends who I'm gonna bring it to you, Ash, on who you think should start in that front line. Because obviously we have Mr. Captain himself returning to the lineup. He looks like he'll be available to potentially start that game because he should be playing against Aston Villa tomorrow. How are you feeling about that front line? Because we have loads. We've obviously going into the game. We've had Richarlison and Brennan Johnson in the last 2 Europa League ties against Bodo Glimt. They've started, and to be honest, it's worked against Bodo Glimt. Now, for Ange Ball, those 2 players don't necessarily fit the system. They're players that are allergic to the ball at the feet. They don't like to play on the touchline, and usually you have to play the ball in behind. With a 3 at the back that Man United are going to play, there's not going to be too much space in behind because they're not going to be playing such a high line with it being a final 2. So what do you think is our solution to break them down? And I suppose in that front line, what wingers do we need to go with? And I suppose who do you want? And then who do you think Ange goes with? Because they're 2 different things.
I think Ange is going to stick with, and it depends on how Son performs, I think, because he said he's not going to do this head over feelings. So that might indicate that he might favor Richarlison on the left. How you know, and I think the reason why he might go for Richarlison on the left is because he has played left before, obviously, and the aerial ability of Richarlison, maybe not coming off as a touchline, but maybe coming off that starting from the left, but then, you know, drifted into the box. So if Porro was to pull out wide, he whips a crossing, and then back stick, you've got Richarlison getting into a diving header position, because we saw what happened against Crystal Palace when Porro whipped one in. Saar had a header, which I think he could have done better. But if Richarlison had been in that position, you know what I'm saying, more times he's going to possibly get on target, because that's where his strengths lie, isn't it? So I think he's going to go for maybe goal threat as opposed to a winger that can beat his man 1v1, if that makes sense. And then up top, we know Solanke does the whole, Cass has already said it, the whole false 9, you know, drops into the 10 at times. He's going to do that type of thing. But again, aerially and his physical presence, he might be able to pin one of their centre-backs. Do you see what I'm saying? He might pin a Maguire, and that might give space to someone else running in to you know, occupy that space and get a shot off or whatever. Either way, I think Solanke will be the next player in the middle. And I think he's trusted Johnson a lot. He's been his guy. It's the guy he wanted in. So Johnson, again, he's not really a touchline winger. I know what you're saying in terms of Ange Ball. You know, you're going to look for wingers to kind of beat their man.
Goal scorer though, man.
But he's, in terms of movement and getting on the end of things and just being in the right place at the right time, and also just finishing alone, he seems to get the job done. So I think he's going to go with that front 3. Now, it's hard, bro. I can't lie. You see, the left side is up for grabs for me, because Son's our best finisher. Odegaard on the left could work, because, you know, he's touchline in it. But in terms of his output, I just don't trust it. And it's the same with Tel. I don't really like Tel's in terms of like shots on target. He can get a shot, but it's like down the throat, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? He's not really testing the keeper like that. And creativity, I don't really see it from him, if I'm being totally honest. So, bro, I don't know, man. I'll leave that to you and Savva. I'll be totally honest.
Do you know what I was going to say? Yeah, just to present another solution out there. What about if Sonny, because look, we know that Sonny's not good on the touchline anymore. He can't run at his man. But what about if you play Sonny in that 10? He's one of the smartest players, and in those sort of that final third area, that last 25% of the pitch, he's probably the player that makes the smartest passes, the smartest runs, the moves, and he's more clinical with what he wants to do. Like, he makes his mind up whether he's going to pass or shoot quite quickly. Could we play Son in sort of that 10 as not a creative midfielder, but sort of as like a shadow striker, sort of making those runs he used to make him behind with Kane? Because off the left and right, he's going to be if he's out on the left, he gets taken up. He's going to be man marked by likely the wing back. If he's in that 10 role, and especially with two midfielders, there's always going to be that space in between the midfield and the defense. I suppose, Savva, just to bring it to you here, do you think Sonny playing in the 10 could be an option? And also, what front line do you think we need to start with?
I think it would be an option 4 years ago. I do. Look, I think it's difficult. I mean, whoever plays in that kind of role, it's a lot of running, a lot of pressing. This is a guy who's not fit. This is a guy who's not been on it all season. For me, I want to get him as close to the box as possible. And if Sonny's going to play, he's the one player I trust in our team when through on goal. He's the only one I trust. I think Solanke is about as clinical as Gregor Raziak was. There's a name for anyone who remembers. I don't trust Richarlison through on goal. I think I trust Brennan Johnson if the ball's laid off to him. But I'm talking about bearing down on goal. Sonny is the one I trust. In that number 10, I don't know. Is he at it? I don't think he's at it. I don't think his touch, his control this season has been anywhere near good enough. I see what you're saying. We're literally at the point where it's like there are no other options, but I don't think he'll do it. I think he'll just go with that really flat midfield three that want to try and stink the game out. In terms of your point of what forward line, I think we know the forward line, right? We know the forward line is going to be Brennan Johnson on the right. And Brennan Johnson's an enigma, right? He really is an enigma because when you play with him, everyone says, yeah, but he scores goals. But when he's not scoring goals, it literally is we are carrying a man. He can't track back. He's not strong. He's not creative. He can't beat a man. So if he's not scoring goals, we've got to realize that we are going to be playing literally with 10 men. But it will be him right, Solanke through the middle. And I think if Son plays enough minutes tomorrow night against Villa, you'll see him start. If not, it'll be Richarlison. But we've got to be careful. We don't do what we did in 2019 and have our Harry Kane moment with Sonny, where it's all heart, it's all sentiment, it's all feelings, rather than who is fit to play the game. Because that for me, Kane, it ruined the 2019 final for me. So, but yeah, listen, I don't know. I bring it all back to I'm genuinely worried. And just what you were saying about the midfields there. Man United, what they have got over us is they have got Bruno Fernandes. That man this season has been involved.
You can turn up on his day, man.
Are you meaning about another man? What about Casemiro?
I mean, I think that we have our very own Bruno Fernandes. He's not in the midfield, but he does play very similar. And when you talk about a guy that can play the long passes, he can shoot, he can cross. Man like PP himself, Pedro Porro. I'm just saying.
What is it?
I agree, but the difference is
he's 1 minute.
He's our most creative player. He's our most creative player.
Why are Tottenham fans so flip-flops on Porro? 1 minute he's rubbish. He's unbelievable. He's so overrated. Next minute he's the best thing since sliced bread. Like, what is it? Why is there like such a like
defensively, innit? That's what it is. Defensively, he lets you down. But going forward, he can whip a crossing. He could do a diag. You know, his numbers speak for itself. I think that's what it is. And yeah, he's a man that doesn't check his mirrors. As a right back, as a wing back, yeah, I think that's where the people are split.
Yeah. I feel like, you know what? You guys actually need Pedro Porro. If you have Pedro Porro in your system, he would be one of the best players.
We don't want him. No.
He was thriving under Amorims. But look, the question I did actually have.
Mazraoui's better, man. Mazraoui's better.
As a wing back.
Huh? No way. No way. Mazraoui better than Pedro Porro. You do know Pedro Porro, since he's come to the league, has more GA than Trent.
Yeah, but I don't care about the GA part.
GA hype, man. You know
it's not GA hype though, because if you actually watch him going forward, he's one of the most impressive players.
I'm not swapping Mazraoui for.
Yeah, I'm not.
But right now, if you tell me who you swap, I'm not swapping. I'm keeping Mazraoui.
Yeah, as a fullback,
he's not a right back. He's not a right back.
No.
This is
He's a
this is
wing
my
back.
problem. Pedro Porro's a brilliant footballer. He's not a brilliant defender. And if
Simple.
Go on,
my
Savva,
worry,
speak for these guys, man.
my worry
These
about
guys.
Pedro Porro is he is our most creative player now in this team tomorrow. Jords is bang on. He's 100% right. But to get Pedro Porro high enough up the pitch to be in those positions where he's creating, he normally does it from like kind of the inside channel where he can find the ball. And if Tottenham invert Pedro Porro tomorrow, and if we have that, we are going to leave the whole of the left-hand side, or United's left and our right, to Garnacho and Dorgu, who are going to be the left-sided pair, I'm guessing, for Man United on the night. That is what has been our undoing all season. For as brilliant as Porro is, to get him in those advanced positions, we just leave massive gaps in the right back area. So it's kind of damned if you do,
And
damned
also,
if you don't.
But go on.
this centre-back partnership is overrated as well. Nobody wants to talk about it. Romero Van de Ven must be the most
I'll
overrated.
talk about it.
Yeah, no,
But do you know what? Do you know what?
most
Yeah.
overrated centre-back pairing in Europe.
Romero's doesn't look like he wants to be there, and Van de Ven is I don't know.
Van
Man.
de Ven, I think he's got his problems as well.
Positionally, Van de Ven is shite. Yeah, but he relies a lot on recovery. I wouldn't be surprised if his I wouldn't be surprised if his hammy went. You know, he suit our left centre back, but I doubt.
In the back three, he will look better in the back three.
I just don't, you know what it is? I just don't see how you get to us. Look, I think you're going to have a little bit of control, but even with your most control, even last game, yeah, you know, they're most controlled in Feb, I think it was when you beat us 1-0. You had Bergvall, Madison, and also Kulusevski, but you only
should have won that game, bro.
Yeah, I know. They didn't even manage more possession. They barely managed that much more possession.
We let you guys have the ball.
Yeah,
we scored early in that game, so we just gave up possession and gave up the game.
I remember we missed. Oh my God, was it Hoyland? Garnacho as well. Oh my God, I can't believe the misses in that game. I couldn't believe it. Like it felt like it's easy that we let you have the ball. I'm like, no, that's not Ange's way of doing things. Let's get that straight. Leaving the ball to the other team when you've got
that's what Cass. That's what you've not been watching recently, because as Ash touched on earlier, that has been the tactical change again. Bodo Glimt in that second leg. For the whole first hour of that game, we let them play in front of us. We knew that they were just going to play.
Brother, you're not 1-0 up or 3-1 up this time. You're
right, but also I just think that with the way that defense has been set up, they've not been so gung-ho. You haven't seen the fullbacks inverting as much. You've been seeing them use their strengths. Udogie, Pedro Porro go on the overlap a little bit more. I just think there's been a few changes to focus a bit more on the strengths of the defenders to allow them to flourish. Plus, having the double pivot in front of them has helped.
By the way, I watched your game versus Palace the whole 90 minutes.
I didn't watch Palace.
I did. Again, the thing that you just said, I saw Jed Spence. Was it Jed Spence at left back at that point? I think it was.
That's what I mean. That game's irrelevant because we didn't start the same way we did against Bodo.
I didn't see them ping you down the middle. Yeah, sometimes to be fair, Mathys Tel, but guess where they got you down? The damn flanks. Saar was having a corners for one. He was having a mare. Something that we're good at right now is corners. Casemiro's popping up. Maguire will pop up. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I think corners, we've got you, yeah? Second of all, the flanks, where it was Eze, even Eze's space, the way he was running into was off the left. Mitchell was having a free roam.
Do you know what, though?
Munoz was having a free roam. And you say, oh, but what players have you got to do that? I'm not being funny. Garnacho does get into spaces. It's just his final bit where it's like, bro, come on, give it up.
Because that's what I was going to ask you guys.
You got one more thing. I'm sorry, but Ahmad is ripping my man to pieces. That's it.
This is the thing, yeah. I was going to ask you about your front line, yeah. I was going to ask you this exact question. Who are you going to start? Because when I look at your front line, yeah, for one, let's have it right. Brennan Johnson scored more than all of them put together, which is madness. Yeah, it's madness. Because when I remember, Saeed, when I was telling you at the start of the season, yeah, our front line effectiveness, Brennan Johnson more effective. Now you're starting to get why. But all of your front line, you don't have no finishers. No one's out there that you feel like in front of goal, they're killers. So who are you guys going to look to score your goals? So what is your front three going to be?
I'm playing Mason Mount and
I would do that, but I don't think the manager's going to do that. I would put. I think he'd want to exploit your back line a little bit more in terms of your high line and all that stuff. I got a feeling he's going to go Garnacho and Mount and probably put Dorgu and Ahmad on the wings. And I don't really mind that too much. I don't mind that because
I don't really want that, man. But I think he's going to do that.
I think he's going to throw that into the equation. We can't go defensive. If we go straight Agate, Casemiro, you're being negative already, and you're playing against 3 defensive mid. That's just dumb. You got to get that. We got to take the game to you, man. That's it. And I know you got the only way I think I see us you hurting us as much as I hate to say it is the thing we get killed on most, which is transition. Obviously, it's probably Brennan Johnson and Solanke, because Solanke's got a good final ball, in my opinion. But if we want to do that, out of all your centre mids, Bentancur, Sarr, and Basuma, how many assists do they have between them?
Yeah, I don't think that's the play though. I don't think that's the play though. I think
all of them combined, less than Casemiro and Bruno by a mile. Because that's what I say. You lot forget, yeah. Casemiro is a clutch goal scorer, and he's always popping up with
He
headers.
has been recently. That's I've been worried. That's the one. I can't even lie. I'm seeing him like all season. He's been shit. Last season back then, he was rubbish. But coming into this like Europa League, he's just been picking up form, scoring goals, and I'm starting to think, rah, this is the.
He's got one final. He's got one final in his career. One. Deep it.
Romero's not lost a final either. My boy Romero's not lost a final either. Trust me, yeah.
How many finals has Romero been in?
That's not the question.
3. He's been in 3 finals and won them all.
No, but you know what, yeah?
Your point, Kaz, just quickly, Jords. Kaz's point. You asked about our midfield 3, which is going to be what Sarr, Basuma, Bentancur. All season across 4 competitions, they've got 2 between them. And the 2 are from Papa Sarr.
Oh yeah. I feel like
You know.
Basuma's not played for half of the season.
He's got 1. Mathys Tel's got 1 in 19 or 18 appearances.
I'm glad we dodged Mathys Tel, by the way.
I love that. 12 million.
He is awful. He is dreadful. Man. We're going to buy him.
He might score against us, so I don't want to speak too soon. Yeah, but
got decent goal the other day.
He has been awful silent. I'm glad we dodged him.
So
I remember Jords saying, Durag Diaries, Mathys Tel.
Wait, no, but the thing is, yeah, you know, Saeed done all this, but I said to him on that same show, because he was like, yeah, come on my show, talk to me about Tel, yeah. I said, bro, Tel's not going to be the needle mover for us. He'll probably score 4 or 5 goals, which he's on course to do. And he's had a decent, he's been okay, but he's been like what you expect from a young player. He's been good in moments. He's not going to score too many goals, but he gets you off your feet sometimes. I actually think that he's been okay. I don't think I'd sign him for the price that they're throwing out there. I wouldn't sign him.
No.
He's been a decent signing, like for what we need off the left wing. I think
he goes down as the worst January signing of any football club.
That's come on. You're doing too much.
What's Dan Juma?
Wait, hold on.
Hang on, Ashmatic. I don't know what Tel does. And my eyes and the stats tell me I'm not wrong. He can't beat a man. He can't.
Where's the Werner? Where's the Werner?
He's done. What's he done that Werner?
Where's the Carlos Vinicius? Edson Fernandez.
What?
Oh my God!
Hang on, but I'm asking the question. You're all saying things, but factually, right? Mathys Tel, right, has played 18 games for Tottenham Hotspur, right? And listen, I'm not having a go at him. He is a 19-year-old kid. You don't loan 19-year-old kids. When you make a loan, you go and do what Villa have done. You go and get seasoned pros like Rashford and Asensio, right? Whatever you think of them, they're seasoned pros, right?
I agree.
We've gone and bought Mathys Tel, who's 19, who still needs to be coached. He's not finished, right? The article. This guy has 1 assist, which was when West Ham gave the ball away and he squared it 10 yards to Odegaard.
I agree, yeah.
It's 3 goals that Jords is going to try and hype up. 1 is a penalty.
I never hyped up any of them.
Hang on. One is a penalty. 1 hit him and he didn't even know it hit him. And the other one, he stuck his leg out against Villa when we're 2-0 down, right? This guy can't shoot. He can't cross. Right, he can't beat a man. Go and look at his dribbling.
Right, no, that's not true though, Savva. Because even when you watch plenty of games, he can shoot, he can cross. Maybe not to a high level, but he can. His crossing's actually really good. The cross that he got in the game against Bodo Glimt, that ball he put into the box was great.
But
the best.
This is the thing.
After we had 8 corners leading into that game.
Scraping out straws.
Hang on. Everyone can pick out a good cross every now and then. But now I'm going to ask you to. My eyes tell me So I go and check the data to see, am I being harsh? This guy, all of his data is absolutely garbage. It is garbage. He attempts about 9 dribbles a game and beats his man once if you're lucky, right? He doesn't play any key passes. His accurate passes are poor. He doesn't create. He doesn't assist. Again, we're looking at this player going, he's exciting. But what? He's worse than Timo Werner. I don't know what this guy does. I don't know what he does. I didn't see what he did at Bayern.
I don't. There's a headline, bro.
Listen, have the head. I'll give you the headline. Go and now look at his watch him with your eyes and now look at the data. What I'm saying matches up. He doesn't do anything, and Spurs fans go, like this boy. What do we like?
No, but you're focusing way too much on the data. If you actually watch him, and you said you're watching him, you talk about his crossing. I watch him. And I've seen him on his left and right foot both put good crosses into the box off that left hand side. I've seen him create. I've seen it happen. Now, I've not said that he's done it to a high level. Again, I don't know what your expectation of him when you signed him was, Savva. That's the bigger question. If your expectation was for him to blow us away,
ask me the question.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you've had a high expectation, what was your expectation?
Absolutely what I'm seeing now. What I saw.
So then why are you upset by it?
I didn't want him.
No, Jords. No. Don't do this. Don't do this thing that YouTubers do. I'm not upset by it. What I'm out here to do is put people like you in your place when we make things up about players. Right?
But no one's made something up though. He has. No, because it's one for one. It's objective whether he's been good or not. Let's have it right. It's objective whether he's been good or not. You think he's worse than Werner? I think that's absolute rubbish. He's been
terrible loan. He's terrible.
Own goal.
I've seen Spurs do worse loans every year prior to this. For about 4 years in a row, we've done worse loans. Jedson Fernandez, Dan Juma, Carlos Vinicius.
So what's Tel done? Sure, but George, the difference is now let's take a breath, right? Take your emotions out of this signing that you like. Let's take the emotions out of it. Gedson Fernandez.
Wait, no, Savva, you're not going to keep doing that. I never said that I was impressed with the signing. You need no.
Hang on.
You've got to hang on for a second. Don't put words. You can't put words in there now. I didn't say that I was impressed. I said that it depends on your expectations, whether what you got. I never said that it was a good signing. I said I wouldn't sign him based on the price.
Okay, my expectations are that Spurs don't go and sign 19-year-old kids who have done nothing in the world, pay a 10 million fee to have him for 18 games. A ball hits his arse and goes in, and we go, he's had a better loan than other players that came in. Let's stop right there.
That never scored. Players that never scored. Carlos Vinicius got a hat-trick against Marine FC. What are we doing? You're telling me that's better? No, allow it, man. Savva, you're better than that. Come on.
George, I'm better than that. I know I'm better than that. If you listen, you'll be better than that as well. Let me teach you something, George. I'm going to tell you. When you come up with, what? He scored. So what? So did Danjuma. I didn't rate him either, right? This is the expectations. Gedson Fernandez, for a start, was another kid who comes in as a centre mid. First of all, why am I expecting Gedson Fernandez to score? I'm not. Second of all, Gedson Fernandez wasn't given a run of games. Why? Because it was a crap loan. This guy Tel comes in, has shown me no more than Mikey Moore, who's a 17-year-old kid. He's shown me no more than Manos Solomon, who we loaned out to Leeds. He's shown me no more than Timo Werner, who he's taken his place. This kid, factually, statistically, with the eye test, does nothing, and our fan base, half our fan base, right, going, I'd sign, I'm not saying you, Jords, I'd sign him. This is why when Tottenham want to pump out their chest and go, why aren't we very good? Because we want to sign players like Mathys Tel. Now, let me caveat this before people get their knickers in a twist, right? Mathys Tel in 3 years, 2 years, might be a brilliant footballer. But right now, I don't want Tottenham Hotspur buying any more kids that could be good. We bought Yang, a young winger who could be good. We bought Odegaard, a young winger who could be good. We got Mikey Moore from the youth team who could be good. But we've bought this kid Tel. If Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Villa, Newcastle had taken Tel and we had seen what we're seeing right now from Tel in those shirts, we'd all be sitting here going, that's a scrub to quote YouTubers. But because it's a Spurs, no, he's been all right.
Tell him
He's
again.
been shit. He
Again,
has been shit.
Savva, I generally think it compares to your expectation. I hear what you're saying, but like again, me and Saeed actually, when we had this signing, we spoke and I said the exact same thing you said. I said we need an experienced player. We've got far too many young players. We need someone that can come in and impact right now, not a potential signing. So I agree with that. It was never a good signing, and I'm never going to look at Tel and be like, yeah, this was a great signing in January. It was not a needle mover. Our team has factually got worse since he's came in. But I don't think that I can look at him and be like, he's been the reason why he's been so bad. Because for one, you say 19 games. Do you know what? I don't even want to. I don't even want to. Do you know what? I don't even want to step. We're gonna touch on this on another show because I know we're gonna have other shows back. We can actually dive into this more because it's the final preview.
What's going on?
I'm
last 10
not
minutes.
blaming him. Just
No. We generally have like last 10 minutes. I've got to go on another show, so I just want to I want to keep the conversation going.
I'm not blaming him.
Honestly,
I just think,
as
I said, if this guy played, if Man United, they're here, right? If Man United had made this signing, Spurs fans would be sitting here going, man, you are dusty. Man, you are scrubs. This guy's rubbish. And unfortunately, he has been rubbish. He has been rubbish. Yeah. He offers nothing, but he took a corner. He took a corner that we scored from. Come on, man. Come on. Where's our I just threw in the stats and they're for other people to judge. I just like to throw it in there and it's just for the context. But look, we do have a few super chats that I have missed and I just want to come back to them because it's been a while. Big up to Vibes FC, my guy. You know, the Liverpool fans been showing love. Every time I watch longs, I've been telling them to sprinkle some European heritage on us and they've definitely been doing it. So I hope Spurs win as a Liverpool fan. I love Spurs. Big up to Vibes FC. We got Debbie Lee Dupre, who says, could somebody please tell me why Deji wants to beat Barca when they get to the UEFA Champions League? Don't get me wrong. I respect bravery. I don't even know why Deji's talking about Champions League. We aren't there yet. That is the problem with Deji's my guy. I love Deji, but Deji's already started to talk about next season. We're not there. Focus, concentrate. Yeah, let's get past this final here. But Danny KC with the super chat. Big up to you, Danny, man. True fun fact. Ange Postecoglou has managed in 6 finals and never lost. 1 all 6. Cuti Romero has never lost a final. Amorim has managed 7 finals and lost 3. Saeed, I'm going to keep that super chat on the screen. What do you think about that? Because look, the Spursy record isn't good. We all know Spurs don't have a good finals record. But this team, this manager, he does. Yours doesn't.
I mean, can we also just point out what finals? I mean, the Scottish League is that
finals are finals,
mate. I mean, Australia. I don't know what can Savva enlighten me? The trophies in Australia that they've won. Does anyone know?
What is Amorim's finals are probably about the Scottish League and Portuguese League are about the same level. So
they're not. No, they're not.
Neither here nor there.
Crazy. That is crazy.
Neither here nor there.
Every time, but yo, let's not do this, man. So listen,
I didn't see a Portuguese team in the Europa League semi-final or quarter-final or whatever it is. I didn't see any Portuguese teams around, but I definitely saw Rangers. Shout out to the Scots them. But look, sorry.
Yeah, no, listen. Yeah, listen. It's good, but we'll destroy that record innit, on next Wednesday. You get me? So this is all irrelevant. You get me? Like, if buts and maybes. When you manage Tottenham, there's a history there that you have to fulfill. And that is a bottle mentality, you know. So it's so fun and well when you got Tottenham that's holding you back in it. You know what I mean? So he could just say that. He say, you know what? I might have won, trophies everywhere I've been, but Tottenham have held me back. And we'll all just say to him, you know what? Fair enough. It is the history of the Tottenham, as Chiellini said, didn't he? So yeah, it's mad. Everyone's quiet.
And Cass, crazy. What are you saying about that? Because look, you're a man that's you always come to talk about Spursy this, Spursy that. Well, your manager clearly has quite a bad record in finals.
I'm not being funny, but him winning Scottish Trophy, that's like me winning my Sunday league or Saturday league or something back. It's just
forget about Ange. I'm asking you about Amorim's record,
bro. There's always a time for something new in it, I suppose, but it's not. The consensus is around Amorim. It's not Amorim that's going to win the trophy. Apparently it's Man United because it's built within Man United. You know what, Jules? It don't matter what way you want to swing this. You're still Spurs. That's it. That's the logic. You're still Spurs. Even Jose Mourinho couldn't win a damn trophy with you lot. It says everything. Or Conte, let alone Ange. Remember, Mourinho won everywhere where he went. Came to Spurs, didn't win, did he? Got sacked. So, that logic there is doesn't bother me, does it?
And Ange has lost 2 finals.
And that's what.
Oh, interesting.
In Japan.
I didn't. Wait. I didn't say the stat. I read out the super chat. This is what
look,
people love to get.
Where's your chest gone?
I just read the
chest
super chat. Wait. I read the super chat. I'm just hosting the show. That's all I'm doing here. Asking the questions. I didn't add no source or opinion on it, but because I did hear about that record, but I haven't actually looked into it to find out what the specifics were. But I'm sure Savva. I was waiting for Savva to come in and add the realism. So wait. Just add the facts. What is the facts, Savva? Go on, bring it to us.
It depends. So as a manager, he's won the National Soccer League, the Oceania Club Championship, and then in Japan, he's lost the Japanese Super Cup runner-up. J-League Cup, he was runner-up, so it must have mean he's lost both. And in Scotland, he didn't lose a cup. So basically, with the best team in a one-team league, he didn't lose any cups, is what we're saying.
Okay. I mean, fair enough.
My manager.
I'm just
my manager.
I'm clipping that. I'm going to clip that. after the final, that's all I want to see is just that clip going everywhere. Savva saying my manager, yeah.
57 minutes, yeah. I might have to clip that. That might have to go and never a foul.
I'm just going by Wikipedia. Apparently, he's finished runner-up twice, and I don't know about you guys, but common sense tells me if you finish runner-up, you didn't win, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
No
listen,
doubt.
I don't even care. These cups don't mean anything to me. These cups, he's got to do it Wednesday night. This is what he's paid to do. Injuries or not, let's see. Can we shake the Spursy tag? I think Man U are as bad as we are. I think it's going to be a very stinky game. I think that this is either going to be 0-0 because both teams have got no quality, or 4-4 because both teams have got no quality, if you know what I mean. Right? I just feel like it's going to be a crazy game.
Can you imagine it goes down to penalty? That's crazy. You got Bakario and we got Anana in goal. That's mental.
And that's where I was just gonna come to, yeah. Because look, I know we're gonna head out literally last 10 minutes, but before we do, I thought it's only right. I don't know. I'm sure everyone's seen Mr. Neville's comments. He said on the overlap recently that only one Manchester United player makes it into the best Spurs 11 currently. Now, we aren't going to do the best Spurs 11, but we're going to do a final 11. I want to see what the combined team we can bring together for this final. Now, look, it is fair because we have Savva here, yeah? So there's not going to be all Spurs. He's going to bring the realism. I might be putting Spurs players in every position, but Savva most definitely one. He's going to bring some balance to that one, yeah. So I'm going to bring the screen up, get the lineup 11 open, and we're going to build a quick 11. Going to see what comes together, get the chat involved a little bit. But just going from that's starting there. What are we saying for the goalkeeper, guys? I think Onana's been one of the worst ones all season, but.
I'm not even gonna contest for Onana, so do what you got to do for that one.
Thing is, this is going to be tough, man. What formation? Because this formation is going to be interesting, right? Because
4-3-3, right? That's what you're not.
Yeah, let's do a 4-3-3.
That's what I can see anyway.
4-3-3.
Yeah, I can see it. That's what I can see.
I'm putting Maz at right back. I'm sorry.
I'd put them both at full back, left back and right back. Porro and
you think Mazraoui's getting over Porro?
Or left back. It don't really matter which way you want to put it. He's played both. Do you know what I mean? Mazraoui's getting.
I think Udogi's better than him on
this season.
Udogi could go on the left.
No, he's not better than Maz on the left either, though.
No.
What are we saying in the chat?
He's injured all the time. All the time.
We know he can be a good fullback in it though. Like you know what I'm saying, like.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Just sticking to right back. Who are we going without right back?
I'm saying Maz. We go Spencer left back.
There's no way you're not Spence over Mazraoui.
Spence won't even make our team, let alone
Spence ain't gonna start. Spence not made this.
I say Porro, man. Porro right back.
I'd say Porro. Savva, who do you think? Go on. Let's.
I don't. This is the problem. I don't think Porro or Mazraoui are right backs. This is my problem. I think they're both wing backs. I think this is. I think Mazraoui's better defensively. I think Porro's better going forward. Pick your poison.
I think we got more Porros.
Mazraoui, Porro.
Well, this is a spot. This is bro. Everyone in here hates United.
It comes down to you, Savva.
You're wearing Tottenham on your heart for the final. He's wearing Tottenham
right back, but I don't think Mazraoui's a right back. I'll go with. I'll tell you what. Let me show some Spurs allegiance before I'm called a fake fan. I'll go with Porro on this one.
There we go. Pedro Porro in at right back.
That's
2 for
crazy.
2 for Spurs so far.
Defend.
First, look. I suppose the easier. Do you guys even get a centre back in?
Bro,
yeah, Delict are in there.
Yeah, bro, they're better than your centre backs. Romero's not been good this year. You've conceded more goals than us. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Delict's way better.
No, do you know what?
Romero's been up for a long time though. That's you can't say
when
that.
When we played with our fullback five, I'm pretty sure they've only lost 4 games together. I think it is the stat is.
Hang on. If we're gonna do the proper data on that, have you seen who those teams have been against?
I didn't ask the teams. I just gave the stats again. Savva.
Okay. I'm just
throwing the stats out there.
I'm just bringing some order.
I just dropped the stat. I don't actually give the context all the time. I'm just dropping it in there, innit? Without the context, yeah. Because if we've done that for all of Brennan Johnson's goals, it's just gonna.
What are you not doing?
Yeah, Delict's a good defender, man. Like I don't understand.
Euro is crazy.
Yours definitely a better one.
We'll go 1 for 1. I think it's fair. Look, Delit is actually been pretty good. I think Delit's been a good defender, and then
I want Euro.
Standard
over Van de Ven.
How many games has Van de Ven even played this year?
He's played quite a bit, 20 plus games, more than Euro.
How many minutes?
It's more than Euros. He started playing in January, didn't he? January. December was his first game against Tottenham. He was like his second or third game in that Carabao Cup fixture. So they've probably got about the same amount of minutes.
Okay, go on. You do it for balance then. Van de Ven, 2 Dutch guys.
Yeah, see,
Van de Ven has played 952 minutes in the Prem this year. What are we doing?
He's played a lot of minutes. Again, he's played a lot of Europa League minutes. Actually, he's played a lot of Euro. He hasn't played for the past 2 months since he's come back from injury. I'm pretty sure he's not played any.
556 minutes in the Europa League. That's a lot. Yeah.
How many has Lenny Euro played in the Prem?
More than that.
Well, who's better though? Who's better? Let's be real. Who's better?
Yeah, like who's better? You're doing minutes. Who's better?
Lenny Euro's better than Van de Ven.
You've lost your mind. You've absolutely lost your mind.
Yours played only about 2-3
Saeed, you actually believe that?
He's the truth, man. I'm telling you.
I know why Saeed's doing this. I'll see why. Yeah, he's investing for the future. He's trying to he's hoping that Euro's his in one time. He's going to want to come on the channel. He's going to get the interview set up. This is big time. You don't know about it. Big time.
Of Van de Ven, man. Getting, it's crazy. But yeah.
This is crazy, friend.
I'm not going to lie. I don't care what left back you're trying to do. If that's the case, I'm having Mazraoui there. He was playing left back a lot. So
yeah, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going Mazraoui as well.
Left back, 1,000,000%.
I would say Mazraoui's had the better season, but Dogi's been better over the last month. But Mazraoui's definitely had the better season.
He's picked up form as of recently. What does that even mean?
By the way, let's do availability as well, man. What are we doing here as well?
Look how shit our 2 teams are. Look at the players we're bloody arguing for this shit 11. It's so embarrassing.
We have to use players that could play in the final as well. No, can't use players.
It has to be players that could play. No one that midfield. I'm not going to be talking about Mathys Tel. We can't do that. Still, we definitely can't do that.
Yeah, we've got the midfield, isn't it?
So I think we'll start. I think Casemiro has to go in there. I'll say that. I think
I'm Bruno. I'm Bruno.
No.
I would say Casemiro is the first name in there for me.
Are we doing Europa League? Or are we doing Premier League? What's his base?
Right now, who we're choosing right now, going into this final, who you're choosing right now?
Bruno.
Put Bruno in the Bentancur, Casemiro, and Bruno.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a good one. I'd agree. All right, that's fair.
That's a stretch.
I don't rate Bissouma, and I definitely don't rate. I suppose outside of that, we ain't got much of an option.
If this was a double pivot, I want Bissouma in there. Bissouma's an excellent double pivot.
But the
He is
Ligt
not,
might be
he is
available.
not a midfield free player, in my opinion.
Bruno.
No, the Ligt might be back for the final. He might. I don't. You know what it is? I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to let the truth out about it. I think he's trying to play it smart.
This one here, Solanke's up front. Definitely.
Yeah,
Solanke
definitely. Yeah.
You guys think you got an option for that?
Ahmad's on the right. Ahmad's on the right, and then you can have
Ahmad's
someone if you want.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wait, no. I'm not even gonna lie. You can't throw Ahmad in. We're doing going into the final right now. Brendan Johnson scored more goals than anyone in your attack. He has to go in the team. He's got more goals. He has more goals than Ahmad and Garnacho combined. What are we doing here?
Respectfully, a lot of Ahmad's goals has come from wing back as well. Half of his goals as well, and he's pretty much attacking most. But Ahmad is. Everyone knows Ahmad is.
You should have argued for him to go right back.
Anytime Ahmad plays, he's had like 2 bad games in United.
You can't agree with this, Savva. Sorry, come on.
Nah, I'm sorry. You can put Brendan Johnson on the left.
I think it depends. Listen, this is my problem with when we do predicted like lineups. Is what do you want? If I want a footballer that's going to terrorize his fullback, I want Diallo. If I want someone that can tap the ball in every now and then, I want Johnson.
You're not going to get that every time. You're not going to get that, Savva. Just pick who's a better footballer.
Diallo's a
there you go.
Diallo. You were choosing this team, so you've got Diallo.
I take Diallo. I think he's much better. Brendan Johnson's
there you go, man.
By the way, let me.
I think we're definitely.
By the way, I've got news as well. For someone that's been playing wing back and in a shit side as much as your Brendan Johnson,
he's not played wing back that much. Stop doing that, bro. It's actually embarrassing because
how can you tell me
he's played right forward the last couple months when he's been available. He's played forward. He played wing back in January.
He just come back.
December.
Bro, what do you mean? His first game was at wing back for against Ipswich.
Yes. And that was in January, December when he was playing. It's not been this year. He's not been playing wing back this year, really.
Anyways, we're talking about a guy, who's got 17 goals and 7 assists this year as well. To Brendan Johnson, to someone.
Look, he don't even have goals. Where is your guy?
He's there. I've put
by the way, Brendan Johnson, Brendan Johnson only has like 4 more. If you want to talk about goals and assists, Brendan Johnson only has about 4 more. For someone who's played better, Brendan Johnson.
I can't even see. It's crazy.
Just put Brendan on the left, man.
It's not my fault that he's so unknown. He don't even get.
By your logic, put Brendan Johnson on the left. Then you can put him on the left.
No, because Brendan Johnson's never played off the left. He's played off the left about 2-3 times and never looked good. So
he's done it. I
think on the left. No, I'd say off the left for me. I personally.
Sonny shit.
We would have to go Sonny if we're doing this lineup.
Now he's not his fault. I think you know what it is, Sav. I prefer him up front.
But the thing is, listen, again, at the moment here, the options that we've got are Garnacho, Son, Brennan. Like, this is why I don't really care who's in
Garnacho or Son right now. Who would you take, Savva? Garnacho or Son right now?
Son.
I'll take Son.
Son.
The thing is,
I don't want to see Garnacho anywhere near the lineup. I don't want to see Garnacho anywhere near the lineup.
No, Garnacho for the fun of it.
I think Garnacho's lively. He takes on a player better than Son, but the end product for me, Sonny, even in his worst year, is superior. So I think you've got to go Son. But look at the state of that 11.
Let's throw Sonny in there. We can really look at that 11. Nah. I know someone's going to screenshot this and post this somewhere.
I'm screenshotting it saying Jords, this is Jords' team if he could buy anyone at Spurs. This is what I'm doing. Look at it.
Well, look, this is the combined 11. I think is it even? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Spurs players, 5 Man United players.
You look, you got your keeper in there.
Lucky?
Yeah, the keeper separates it. But
I think if you change this shows is formation, I think you'd have a truer reflection of all the players in their right positions. If you change this to wing backs, you'd have a truer reflection when judging them against each other.
Yeah,
against Masrao in the right position.
Our players are more suited to wing back.
Dorgu against Dogi, they're both wing backs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I look at the Spurs side definitely.
look,
got a back
people,
three, so.
let us know. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. What you guys think of this 11? Someone screenshot this. I'll get this posted on Twitter and say this is our combined 11. So everyone can review it that way. But, I can download it. All right, I'll do that and then I'll get it posted.
Download
But
it.
just quickly before we head out, just last final thoughts. Can everyone give us a prediction scoreline for the game? Do you think your team are winning? What score is it going to be? Yeah, man. Just final thoughts.
Yeah, we're winning 2-0, man. 2-1, probably. Actually, yeah, we're winning 2-1. And I think, you know what? I've got a feeling Ange might even change the shape to like 3-5-2. And I can't wait.
Okay.
2-1. I'm gonna go for a 2-1. You know, I'm gonna go for 2-1. Spurs. We're gonna end our trophy drought, and we're gonna do it, man. No context.
And I expect everyone to be on Thursday's show, yeah? In the morning, Jords, after you've dealt with...
what Thursday show? We don't do a Thursday show.
We play on Wednesday. We will be doing a Thursday show. We'll be organizing one.
Well, likely now, I'll be there for the Friday show. Thursday show, maybe not. You know what I mean?
No.
Maybe I'm celebrating too much. Maybe I'm drawing my tears. Whatever it is.
This panel, we're all everyone's invited. Don't care if you're a Man United or flipping Spurs fan, you're invited.
All right, cool. 2-1. You got Savva. What's your scoreline?
I think this is going to be. I think it's going to be one on penalties. I think it's going to be 2 or 3-all. And then I'll tell you what, I'll pretend I'm Spurs just for a little bit. I'm going to go with Spurs to win the final because Onana is absolutely dog shit. So I'm going to go with a stinky game, 2 or 3-all, and Vicario to be the hero on penalties.
Can you imagine Spurs winning on penalties?
I can't really, but I'm backing Spurs. I've said Spurs are going to win it for the last month or so. I've got to stick with it. I'm just genuinely shitting my pants now that there's no Maddison or Kulu. So,
hey, this YouTube game, eh? Would have thought.
Understandable, but you got to back your club. And then Saeed, just to round us up.
I'm going to go with United to win 3-1.
Okay, very, very confident. 3 goals. They don't score it many times, but they've been doing it in Europa League. So look, you heard it there. All the United fans think they're winning.
When one goes in, 2 will go in. Trust me.
My score prediction, I'm going to throw out there. I'm going to say 2-1. I'm with Ash. I think that we get the job done. It's going to be a tight game, but ultimately, Spurs will have the armpits in the air and a trophy on Man United's head. It's going to be a real good one. So look, people, big up to everyone that has joined. 442 people still in the building is crazy. It's been a very good preview. So big up to everyone that is in here right now. Make sure you smash the like button. And then I suppose, look, has anyone got any final thoughts, final words before we head out?
Nah, man.
Ange out.
Yeah, the Tel was worth it. The Tel battle was worth it, man.
Ange out.
Ange out, all of that business. But look, people, I'm going to send you guys over to Deluded Gooner, who's live right now. So just hit him with a little Durag Diaries read in the chat. Let him know that you've come over from the channel. But yeah, man, make sure you smash a like on your way out. And make sure you support everyone's channels. They are in the description. Spurs Kings TV for Ash, Football Heritage TV for Savva, Never a Foul, Cass Central for Cass, and then Saeed TV for Saeed. Big up to everyone. Love. See you soon. Peace.